today's episode of Bad Bow Reviews, we'll be discussing the Alibow Xuanwu bow. In particular, this sample is marked as 30 pounds at 28 inches. According to the Alibow website, the maximum draw length is 33 inches, but the bow itself is marked at 35. It is sample number 196 on asiaticbow.info. Not gonna lie, I don't think that there's any particular background on this bow. Alibow's website has no information on it. The name Xuanwu is some Chinese folk deity. I don't know much more, so you can read about him in the link below. However, this is a standard Alibow laminated bow with a bamboo core, fiberglass on both sides, some sort of wood indices, small string bridges, and a mother-of-pearl arrow pass, coming in at $300 USD at the time of writing. This bow has wide, flat limbs without much reflex or deflex. The core on this bow is bamboo. Rather than being a single wide strip of bamboo, it's several strips laying together, as is evidenced by these lines running down the length of the bamboo and the disjointed node placements. There is a layer of clear fiberglass on each side of the bow limb. If you hold the bow up to the light, you can see that layer of fiberglass on each side as a translucent layer. The seals look to be made of a few separate pieces. Speaking of seals, this bow is a changshao, that is a long-eared bow. The wooden seals look kind of like maple, with a cutout on top that's also probably maple, but it's a nicer variant, with the grain facing in a different direction. Note that the upper and the lower look quite different, and neither end really perpendicular to the bow's limb. There's this black stuff that I assume is horn on either side of the seal. Note how it's cut sharply here at the end and doesn't fade out, but on the other side of the same seal, it does fade out. The bow's most interesting feature is the tip of the seals, which end in these holes. I don't know why it has these holes, but they exist. It's got the 3-color string bridge that's characteristic of Alibow's string bridges. Going back to the limbs of the bow, you can't feel the layers, as it's been clear-coated quite thoroughly. The one exception is on the groove of the string bridge, where there is some roughness. However, the clear coat is not perfect. There are a couple of small imperfections, such as how they left a small red dot on the core from the machining process, as you can see on the upper limb here. You can also see this along the limbs, where there are a few small dimples on the surface. These are likely from specks of dust that landed on the bow while the clear coat was drying. The handle is a standard Alibow handle with a mother-of-pearl arrow pass and a black chrome-tanned handle. It is pretty much a standard Alibow handle. The handle shape is larger at the top and smaller at the bottom. For comparison's sake, here it is next to the Alibow Long Danhuang, which is another long changshao style laminated bow from Alibow. Overall, this is an Alibow laminate with the excellent fit and finish that comes with Alibow laminates along with the standard Alibow laminate price tag of 300 USD. This one barely fits on my kitchen countertop, so it's also going on the floor. This is a long Asiatic bow sitting at 158 centimeters unstrung with a strung length of 143 centimeters. The limbs do not taper in width, sitting at about 37 millimeters wide throughout. They also taper from about 5 to 6 millimeters from the thinnest to the thickest points. The stock brace height is 17.4 centimeters, which is pretty close to the median brace height of Asiatic bows. The mass of this bow is 490 grams. The arrow pass is 21.5 millimeters wide. Let's take a look at the curves on this bow. First thing to note is that this bow does not have a longbow point. That is, there is no point along its draw force curve where a theoretical longbow would store more energy. Just like the Sarmat Gurchin, we can see that the bow's draw force curve has a pretty decently sized hung in the beginning, and it's pretty flat afterwards, never really hitting the stacking region. Unlike on the Gurchin, however, you can see on the draw force curve where the concavity of the curve begins to change, where it goes from being concave down to being concave up. The regression derivative curve of this bow, we can see that this bow doesn't even hit 5% increase per inch at 33 inches, which means that you could probably draw it a little bit further. Looking at bows to compare it with, there aren't really many bows to compare it to. The Changsha with a max draw of 33 inches, which is somewhat unique, as most bows that have a draw length of over 33 inches or more are, well, manchus. One option for comparing it with is the Alibow Xuanwu, which is a Changsha with a max draw length of 36 inches. If we normalize the draw force curves, then we would see that the Xuanwu consistently has more area underneath its curve than the Alibow Xuanwu, suggesting slightly more total energy storage on the Xuanwu. I suspect that this is due to the slightly more aggressive angles given by the string bridges.
Well, yeah, I don't have anything else more to say. So, thank you for watching. See you next time.